told me to be strong. And don't shed a tear. Through the darkness and good times, I knew I'd make it through. And the world thought I had it all, but I was waiting for you. Hush, now I see light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day. Where it was dark, now there's light. Where there was pain, now there's joy. Where there was weakness, I found my strength. All in the eyes of a boy. Hush, now I see a light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun, a new day. Hush, now I see a light in your eyes. Oh, in the eyes of a boy. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Hush now. I was waiting for so long for a miracle. Strong, and don't shed a tear. was waiting for so long for a miracle to come. Everyone told me to be strong. was weakness, I found my strength. All in the eyes of a boy. Hush, now I see a light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun, a new day. Hush, now I see a light in your eyes. Oh, in the eyes of a boy. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Hush now. I was waiting for so long for a miracle. Strong, hold on, and don't shed a tear.
You can sit in the meantime, you know. Everyone. This morning, once again, we welcome you to take part in Antreshti Samskar, the party of one of our dear friends. Which are the box? Just leave the volume of it, main volume. So that, as you know in life, good, like it. As you know in life, that man appoints and God disappoints. In life we have so many plans, but God is the major architect. God is the major planner. So today he has decided, that his mother, his wife, his auntie, his sister, his daughter should leave us. So with that in mind, we are about to begin the arti. I think we have malas.
Yeah.
Each one of the boys will take a mala. Will I hand it to them and bless it? माला इत्यादि सुगंधिनी माला इत्यादि नवै प्रभु मायतानि पूजयतां पुष्पाणि प्रगृहीतां. Each one of you, Nicholas, just for you, माला इत्यादि सुगंधिनी माला इत्यादि नवै प्रभु मायतानि पूजयतां पुष्पाणि प्रगृहीतां. पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि हरिः ओम्. Okay. One by one, you will offer arti. Right, and stretch from the head, your arm, and the right hand. So let's go down to the side, be more comfortable. Look at that here. Om Yam Dware Mahaghoriyam Nirotam Sadhatitam Sipiti Gachanti Eke Cha Atmahanu Jana Eke Cha Atmahanu Jana Harihi Om Yam Dware Mahaghoriyam Nirotam Sadhatitam Sipiti Gachanti Eke Cha Atmahanu Jana. Yamvari Mahaguri and Tam Sufiti Vigachanti, Ketchatmanu Janayo. You can bring 5 chairs to Maria and put it in the contest, so when the boys finish it, I'll just sit right there. Yamvari Mahaguri and Tam Sufiti Vigachanti, Ketchatmanu Janayo. For the arti, please come. You have mala, you have flowers, what are you using? You have mala? If you are taking mala, just as the boy did, the same way you walk around. Make your friend. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody come to the door,
The duties as we continue this morning, we remind ourselves that the final victory lies hold up that now. Hold it. You don't want to do arti with you? You don't want to offer arti or you just want to offer the flowers? Only flowers, hold up for the last. Very far, someone. That's okay. The rest of you hold. Okay. Yes, so the final victory in life belongs to God. That's it. Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare. In this life, no matter what your religious disposition is, we all believe that at the end of this life's journey, that God takes charge of our souls. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, when we look around us world and we see that there are so many problems everywhere. Fortunately for us, some of us can still dispose of our loved ones. In many countries around the world, you don't get to see them. You have no connection with them when they die. And even here in Trinidad too, if you die of COVID, that's the end. You can't see them again. When they're in the hospital, I believe you can't even visit them properly. And when they die, they seal the box. I have done a few funerals like that. And that's the end. You can't see them. So today we are thankful that in this case, God has given us this privilege to be able to see this loved one to send her. So in life, what do? We pray and we ask God for His continuous blessing upon us who are remaining behind, and also for the soul as it continues in this journey in the hereafter. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। फिर तू ही न केवल वाला हो, फिर तू ही मेरा पार करो दे। जय कृष्ण हरे श्री तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, जिसको भी अमृत कर दे। वो भी अमृत कर दे, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरे दर्शन की ममता है, तेरे नाम के माया जपत रहे। भवसागर से निर्मया, भवसागर से निर्मया, हमें जय हो सिनारा हो, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय जय कृष्ण हरे, जय जय कृष्ण हरे। Sri Krishna Chandra Maharaj ki jai. My friends, at this time we'll have the eulogy. Somebody, we get somebody. Elizabeth Sumati Jaikaran, or Chine, was born to parents Vishwanath and Rauti Vishwanath on December 14, 1970. She was the eldest of 6 children. As through the next 12 years, she was gifted three sisters and 2 brothers, Pupu, Dasi, Ravi, Geeta, and myself, Rajesh. Chinese education ended at the age of 14 as she assisted my mother with the responsibilities at home, which she took very seriously. At the age of 21, she got married to Kubiru Jaikaran, you all know him as Jack or Coffee, on April 19, 1992. 2 years later, on May 6, 1994, Jack and Chine had their first child, Stephen Emil Jaikaran. In 2001, Chine, Jack, and Stephen migrated to New York in an effort to make a more comfortable life for themselves. However, they all returned to Trinidad in 2006 as they decided it was time to come home. We all thought that Stephen would be their only child. However, their life changed in 2007. Chine had always wanted a daughter and would often speak to us about it. She finally realized this dream on October 8 of 2007 when Emily was born. It was indeed a life-changing and joyous occasion for Chine and of course Jack and Stephen. The family was finally complete in her eyes. This summary is just a brief history of dates and events and has not defined who Chine really was. I would like to take the opportunity to share a little about the person that is Elizabeth Jaikaran. It's my first attempt at a eulogy, so if I falter, please forgive me as I beg your indulgence for a few more minutes.
As a daughter, Chine was always respectful and obedient, and worked extremely hard in managing the household chores and taking care of my siblings and I. She was especially close to my mother and was devastated that she could not be here when my mother passed away. Although she had a good relationship with my father, their relationship grew with each year as they spent a lot of time together, including the past year. My brother and sisters have a lifetime of memories with Chine, as despite many challenges, we had a ton of fun with each other. Kids will be kids, so we did a lot of mischief when we were young, especially when my dad wasn't home. We would fight, mess up the house, pull each other's hair, and Chine had very long hair. And even though Chine was small in size, she was freakishly strong and would many a times get her way. Now there were some things that we would look forward to getting as children. Those of you from long ago, the big Clim, Milo, condensed milk, things that you didn't get a lot growing up. When we did, we made our name. We would plan to go steal and fill it in a cup or even take it in our hand fast, and just move away and lick it with our tongue. And depending on how close our mother was, Chine would be our main lookout and made sure that we moved very quickly. However, there were times when we did get caught, and our mother would run us down to punish us. So my brother and I would climb on the roof of the house, and the girls would go under the bed or in an empty barrel of water. The problem was that the galvanized on the roof would get very hot, and my brother and I would be bare feet, so we had no choice but to come back down. And there waiting for us would be my mother. The instrument of our punishment sometimes would vary: pot spoon, broom, broom handle, dabbler, stick, or her specialty, the fattest bamboo grass she could find. Chine would try to break for us, but she would get it as well. Chine loved to dress up. She loved to look pretty and was very proud of herself as a person. At times, Chine and my other sisters would encourage my mother to squeeze some of the market money my father would give them to go and buy some cloth in the store and sew some nice, pretty clothes for them, without my father knowing anything. I cannot go into the details due to time, but there are many more fun memories with Chine. We even had some fun memories with our cousins as well, especially when we would go by our maternal grandmother, Nani, every New Year's Day. It was a family tradition. And Chine was the first one out of the car, mingling with her cousins and grandparents. There was something in particular that I have to mention. It's something that we used to heckle her a lot about, even you, Jack. Chine loves to talk. She loves to express herself, but sometimes she doesn't know exactly how to get the point across. So for example, let's say that you saw her with a cut and you asked her about it. You would get an entire police report instead of one sentence. She would say that Steve, I went to the shop and buy a Coke and pay $5 for it. It wasn't cold, so he burst ice, put it in a glass, leave it by the glass by the bedside. She buffed him to pick it up and wash it. He would give her talks until he picked it up, but then it fell and broke. She got a cut on the little right finger. You get the idea. Even Jack used to heckle and harass her about it. He loved to do that. Many times on purpose. Most times she would end up laughing at herself, being the jolly person that she was. But sometimes she would just bust a cuss behind us, all in good spirits too. Chine loved to laugh and make others laugh. She loved to shit talk, as we would say. She loved to enjoy herself and dance, and according to Marlene, she knew her 80s music like the back of her hand. and would correct them as to the name of the song or the name of the singer if they got it wrong. There was never a dull moment with Chine, as you are sure to be entertained in some form or fashion, and this made her a very down-to-earth person. Chine was always a good host. Whether you were family, friend, or just an acquaintance, or Jack's workers, she teamed up with Jack. They were amazing and always made you feel welcome no matter who you were. Something that is synonymous with Chine and Jack is food. They were awesome cooks. And those of you who have spent a lot of time with them would know that she and Jack would compete as to who could cook the best curry duck or jira pork. It wasn't long before Stephen got himself into that competition as well. But it was really fun to see and hear them go at it, sometimes for hours. They didn't even eat, but they arguing about whose is best. But the best part of it all was the scrumptious food for us. Chine loved to socialize, and she had some friends with whom she was extremely close, like Marlene, Melissa, Michelle, LaShala, Jenalyn, Ross, and several others that are too much to mention at this time. They were more like family than friends to her. And at times when we couldn't be here, they were the ones who would support her and entertain her and be there for her, no matter what. They became an integral part of her life through thick and thin. Yes, she's been hurt at times, but because Chine is very sensitive. And that's because of the kind and loving person that she is. And even when she's hurt, she would keep it to herself until she can't anymore. That being said, some of her friends last night told me that she's a giver. No matter how little she may have at times, she would always offer you something and try her best to make you feel comfortable and welcome, a quality that she got from my late mother. Like Matthew said, when they moved in across the road, it was like Chine had known them for years. Joking, talking, making them feel welcome and at home. Chinese friends were an integral and huge part of her life. They became like second parents to her children. And I know that she appreciated each and every one of you tremendously. What would Chinese life and family be without her parents? Not just the 4 that she has now, but even growing up, she had several of them, including a blue and gold macaw, Frankie. At a young age, she had some sort of connection with these beautiful birds, and my father would continue to buy them for her. There was one especially with whom she used to climb the grapefruit tree and just stay there for hours and play with it. That parrot, along with all others, shared a special bond with Chine. One year she had gotten so sick that she could not feed them. The parrot would not eat from any of us and eventually died. Frankie, the macaw, lived here with her at Londonville until she got pregnant. Frankie didn't like that. Frankie got very aggressive towards her, and she couldn't keep him here anymore. So we had to take him back home. Ironically, Frankie also died this year at the age of 36. As you can see, she has 4 of them at the back there. They have to be here with her. They are an important part of her life. Our family, immediate and extended, have had our share of complications. Despite this, family was more important to Chine than some of us may realize. Of the 6 of us, she would be the one to make the greatest effort to keep in touch with her siblings, nieces, nephews, cousins, aunt, uncle, as the case may be, even those who lived away. She would visit us at home and try to encourage us to visit her as well. And I must say, as a family, we are guilty of not visiting her enough. Chine loved to have fun with my sisters, but especially my nieces. She loved to heckle them. And some of them couldn't take it. But that was Chine. She had an amazing sense of humor and wanted to make a connection with all of her family members. She tried her best to put aside differences and tried to encourage us to do the same so that we can keep our family together. It was one of her most admirable qualities, in my opinion. Her husband and children always came to us. We all know marriages have conflicts, and even parent-child relationships can be strained. It was no different, but Chine and Jack made it work for over 29 years. It's no small feat, and it's worth mentioning. I can't begin to understand what Jack is going through, but Jack, things will get better. She loved her family with all of her heart and would do everything within her means to make them happy, and treated her kids with equality. Some people say that the child is the eyeball, but Chine had two, Stephen and Emily. As she loved both of them more than words could express. Jack, Stephen, and Emily, please take comfort in the fact that her body may be gone, but she isn't. She'll always be with you all, even though you may not realize it. She loved you all in the best way she knew how. We all should celebrate her life and all that she was, for she has positively touched each and every one of us in some way or the other, and will continue to do so. She will be missed by us all, but will be kept alive by our memories and our experiences with her. Before I end, after I wrote this, I was in the room trying to sleep with Jack last night, but I couldn't. I took my phone and tried to create a very short and simple poem. I'm used to teaching infants, so there's a lot of rhyming. 50 years ago, you were given birth, as the Lord needed you here on this troubled earth. He wanted you to bring joy to all those you meet, as without you, their lives wouldn't have been complete. You gave a married couple their first opportunity to experience parenthood, and treasured memories to your siblings' eventful childhood. As with your bubbly personality, you gave us fun and laughter. Your love for life and family we'll eternally remember. You gave a handsome young man a gorgeous young wife 29 years ago, giving him unconditional love and care. Jack, don't you know? Rocky and turbulent times you may have had at times, yes. But she gave you all she had, you must confess. Two amazing children she gave birth to and showered them with affection, even though it sometimes meant for her husband less attention. I hope they understand and appreciate her and the sacrifices she made, for they were immeasurable and can never be repaid. I could keep trying to explain how blessed we are to have known Chine, but it won't make sense, as the impact she had in our lives was truly immeasurable and immense. As you journey back to your Supreme Creator, please know that I'll always love you, my one and only big sister. At this point, I would just like to take the opportunity, on behalf of Jack, Stephen, Emily, and the entire family, to express our gratitude for your support during this very trying time. Our appreciations for your prayers, which you continue to offer to our family, as the outpouring of love has been overwhelming. Your kindness towards each of us will always be remembered, and may the Supreme Being bless you all for your unwavered support. Namaste, Sitaram, Salam Alaikum, and good morning. Thank you.
Sitaram, everyone. Most of you will not know me. I am Chinese cousin from Pinal. My name is Lalita, and a lot has been said about Chinese from her brother. And I have just a tribute from our Uncle Ram, his family from in Canada. He called me last night and asked that I just utter these few words about China. On behalf of Uncle Ram and family, we send our condolences to you on the loss of my beloved niece, Elizabeth. I just wanted to say that Uncle Ram had told me last night that when she was born, he had given the name Elizabeth to China. It brought deep sadness to my heart, knowing that I have also lost my sister, Rauti, who was Chinese mom a couple of years ago. And I am now faced with this sad news today. In the last several months of her pain and suffering, I have been in touch with her frequently, giving her words of comfort, encouragement, support, and assuring her that there is a God who cares and watches over her and her family. One thing I will always remember is her warm heart, her beautiful smile, and her home was always a welcome place for everyone to visit. I want to encourage her children to stay strong and fulfill the desires of their mother by being very supportive to their father and trust in God. I want to assure you that I will always be there for you all. Just give me a call when you all are down. I look forward to see my loved ones reunited in Christ again. Lovingly, Uncle Ram and family. Chine and I grew up together with very, very, very fond memories. All of them, but Chine and I were very close. And also my cousin Vidya, who lives in England, we all were close. When Chine used to come to Pinal, we used to do a lot of pranks. When my Aji and Aja used to pick chenet, they used to sell chenet and mangoes and all these things very long time ago. We used to get up in the night and go and teach the chenet when they don't come. You know, as Rajesh said, she was a fun-loving person. And that is so true. Every New Year's, when we go to Clacton Bay by my nanny, it was the most memorable times. These are memorable times that may never come again in this modern day, but will be cherished in my heart forever. There's so much I can be said, it can be said, but I like to give my contribution in a song, which Shiny always had asked me when I used to visit her frequently in the last few months and spent a lot of time with Shiny. And just before I was here last week, just before I left, she held my hand. And I can tell you, when she held my hand, it was like she was saying to me, I will never see you again. We uttered a little joke. She said, let me tell you a joke. She was in so much pain. Despite all this pain she had, she said, let me tell you a joke before I leave. And we shared a joke and I stayed back for 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes of time, it's like she never had pain. Where did the pain go? It was never there. We laughed. We laughed for a little bit. And I said, again, I'm going now. I'll come back again. But Shiny, you know, she loved her family. She loved her family very much. And even though we had a separation, like we were apart for like 20 years, after 20 years I reunited with Shiny again because I told some of my uncles I want to go and look for my cousins. I don't know where they are, but I want to go and look for them. And we reunited after 20 years and it was like we were never lost. You know, it was like we see each other just yesterday. That is how Shiny was. This bhajan is saying, O Lord, the greatest help. When everyone's lifeboat is caught in the midst of storm, of trial and tribulation, He is always there to rescue you. Prabhuji सुख का सागर है। तूफान में जो कश्ती है वो बीच डगर भी है। माती जीवन में अब तो ईश्वर है, ईश्वर है। डूबे जो पार लगाता, डूबे जो पार लगाता, पूरन कर में प्रभु जी सुख का सागर है। जीवन एक उलझन है, बातों में न बस जाना। जिस राह में राम मिले उस राह में बस जाना। एक बार जो शरण में आता, एक बार जो शरण में आता, वो पूर्ण आत्मा है। सुख करता दुख हरता, पावन परमात्मा है। प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी सुख का सागर है। जो किया है अब ना करना, सब प्रभु को अर्पण करना। साधु के संग में रहना, सच की माला जो जपना। वो खाली झोली भरता, वो काली झोली भरता, वो पूर्ण आत्मा है। सुख करता दुख हरता, पावन परमात्मा है। प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी सुख का सागर है, सुख का सागर है, सुख का सागर है, सुख का सागर है। सीताराम।
Okay, so thank you very much for those two contributions.
Sorry.
That we have all the plans, but God's plan is different. All of us can make so many plans. His plan. But God had a different plan. In your handout, there is some slope from Deva Kadachit. It says, the soul is never born, nor does it ever die. That's the first part of it. If you look at the paper, you'll see it's true. The next part says, Nayam hitva bhavito na bhuyaha. Now having once existed, does it ever cease to be? Meaning that once the soul is created, the body will die, but the soul will never die. The next part says, Ayo nitya sashate yam purani. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. This soul was, is, and will continue to be. Na hanyate hanyamani sharire. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. Meaning that when you die, what happens? The body dies, the body will be disposed of, whether you burn it, you bury it, And this is why in life some of us are happy, some of us are sad, some of us are on top of the world, and some of us are very sad. In Trinidad here, whether you are rich or you're poor, in Trinidad, you are in heaven. Because those of you who look at world news and see that so far that is not happening in Trinidad, and we have to be thankful for that. We have to be thankful for that. And being here, and being able to understand whatever our religious beliefs are, our scriptural injunctions are, always give thanks and give praise to God while you are living in this world. Because you do not know when the Master will make the call, and we all have on that list. And I do not know which is my number, if my name is next on the list, or who else is the next on the list, but we are all there. And we'll all have to leave and go and face up to our karmic influences. We'll now ask Uma to sing. No? Okay, all right. So we join together and we sing Pinjaneke Panchi. It's on your book also. On your book, we have in our heart what separations we have and what worries we have. Bahar se to kamosh rahu hai. Outside we are looking peaceful, kamosh, as if everything is good. But bhitara roye. But inside we are crying. Kah na sake tu apni kahani. There is no one you can tell your story to. Teri bhi panchi. As in a Ghaniri, as a bird, as a person by yourself, what can we say? And you know a lot of talk was given about the macaw and the parrot and so on. They have their own life. Vidina Teri Kathaliki, when the Lord was writing your story, Asu me kolam de board. Asu is here, kolam is the pen. The ink that he used was your tears. They are there in the Jani pool. Nobody knows as individual what are your problems. Chupake rone wale. Silently, chupake rone wale, you are crying. Rakna chipake dil ke chale. And in your heart, you have to keep all your worries and all your tension because you cannot give it to anybody. ये पत्थर का देश है पगड़े. In this stone-hearted world, oh foolish person, कोई न तेरा हो. Nobody is for you. Every time they do something for you, they expect a reward. तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई. कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या गुनगानी। ये दिन तेरी कटाई की आंसू में कलम डूबो, तेरा दर्द जाने को, तेरा दर्द जाने को। पिंजरे के पंछी चुपके रोने वाले रखना छिपा के दिल बचाए। ये पत्थर का देश पगले कोई न तेरा हो, तेरा दर्द जाने को, तेरा दर्द जाने को। पिंजरे के पंछी and those of you who have your flowers, you can bring it now and you can offer it. And you who have your rose, you also come and stand around properly. Stand close, all of you. We are going to wish her well on her way.
Yeah.
While Buddhists, let's remain where you are. The boys, you all come forward. And the other cousins and the sisters and so on, you all come around the coffin. Just stay where you are for a minute and then the family, immediate family, you all just come close. And let us have the closing prayer and then we will continue to your visit. So all of you, please, all the immediate family, you all come around the coffin. Okay? Everybody there? Everybody, the father, the husband, where the father? Papa? Papa? Come. Let's take frozen in the hand, all of you. Take clothes in your hand. As we pray for the quiet repose of the soul on his journey in the hereafter. Om Anadino Vigano Deva Shankar Chakra Gadadharaha Akshayaha Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorema Amritangamaya. Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Namo Paramatmane Namaha. This is brought us to the end of this part of this morning's service. We now prepare to go down to the Waterloo cremation ground. I understand that when you go down there, only, Nicholas, only 5 people will be allowed to go with the body where it is. The others will have to sit outside in the car park. So if you all want to go for that, outside in the car park, you will not be able to go by the chipta. Because the police will kind of stop everybody. So those of you who are coming, just bear that in mind. With the boys who will be carrying the body in, myself and Nicholas, the other side. Okay, so 10 people, so some of the immediate family. The guys will be carrying the body, myself, Nicholas, and maybe 2 or 3 other people. Just keep it in mind, so you get on there. Okay, sit down to everybody until we meet again. When we leave, somebody will put this light back inside the house. And the child, the daughter, will offer the water in front. The girls. And so we are all set. Anybody else want to come and have a last look?
bottle water from the person.
Cherry don't, huh? Leave that here.
No, that's the same. It's a very
Drop your hand.
देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला